Hi, everyone. So my name is Francisco, as was said before. I don't speak enough German to do this presentation in German, so sorry about that. I'm going to talk about a topic. I'm not talking about rockets yet, but I'm talking about a topic I proposed last year for this conference, and it's a topic that is still being very useful for today, right? AI in a zero-trust world. How do we achieve that? But before that, I want to show two small videos.
Stunning first part of the race for Michael Schumacher.
But possibly explained by how early he's coming in. You can see we've still got 48 of the 57 to go, so he's not even done 10 laps yet before making his first stop. So.
.8 seconds, blink, and yes, you have missed.
So, another video and then...
Spaghetti on my plate, man, I'm loving that. Got it toward the fork right, can you feel the rap? Sauce chicken down, man, the flavor's so divine. Tomatoes, garlic, yeah, the herbs are intertwined. Eating like a king, every bite's a little thrill. Got the Parmesan sprinkles, you know it's a big deal. Slurp it like it's magic, pasta flows in my veins with the side of meatballs. Can't forget those days, feeling so alive. Every meal's a celebration, feasting on this rhythm. Join the Pasta Nation.
So, there was an AI shift, right? We took 35 years to go from 8-10 seconds on an F1 pit stop to 2 seconds, and we're reaching the limit of humans, right? And to be honest, it was only possible using AI to analyze the humans. We saw just the tip of the iceberg, what is going on with deepfakes and AI. We saw the progress in March 2023, and in 2 years we just went from a bad video of Will Smith eating spaghetti to a video that looks perfectly real. And what I want to say with this slide, first, why a video of F1? First, I like cars. Second, I was given 30 minutes, and I want to use them. And also, to give you the idea that we're now getting to a point where AI is infinite better than any other human, but it has drawbacks, right? And AI is not really a buzzword, right? If we go back, and I went to an AI and asked what were the buzzwords of the year, and spitted out this thing. And if we go back, we can see in 2015 we were already talking about AI. How do we manage it? And then, 2022, NFT was a big thing, and then OpenAI showed up, and buzzword of the year since then. AI, and then at some point we said, okay, generative AI, good. And then in 2023, the security guys start saying, how about governance, right? And became a buzzword. In 2025 was the buzzword of the year. This year we're now getting into, so far the two big buzzwords were AI agents. If we go outside we can hear about it from any vendor. And synthetic data, because we're now feeding the AI with synthetic data, becoming a big problem too. And fear of missing out is real, right? There's a real fear of missing out. And if we go outside, we can see vendors are putting AI on everything, right? Even on toothbrushes. And it's becoming a problem because we start using AI for everything, right? Some guy puts a legal document and asks, what do you think about this? Developers using every single possible AI to develop their own codes. And we're feeding this AI, and it's becoming chaotic. But going into the problem itself, I just want to talk about a bit of history in the cybersecurity space. So, in the past, in the war, medieval times, we had our attackers, right? Testing our defenses, right? It's pretty much we had our king, we're protecting our king in the tower, we have our walls, and we protect our king. Well, we became very good at that. Of course, in the cyberspace, same thing happens, right? We have our on-prem, we have our data, we want to protect our data. Now, with the buzzword, something changed. In 2006, we start saying, okay, cloud computing. So our defenses were useless, right? We're starting adding everything in the cloud. So we're not more on-prem, so our walls do not really work. And then, with another buzzword, in 2019, 20, as everyone remembers, we had 5G, the advent of 5G, and remote work, Corona. And with that, we added everything everywhere all at once. We had a big problem. And of course, it started becoming a problem, right? It became a problem for our companies, for our data, for our privacy. So every security professional said, yeah, there's a big problem, and we trust too much, right? We press that button. We just let the users do whatever they feel like. And of course, human error. So any security professional would say, zero trust. But, as I said before, in 2000, oh, there was some flickering. In 2000 and 2015, AI showed up, right? And it's not that we were not warned. Tom lost his job for a robot, right? And every single security professional was telling, hey, don't do it. But we kept feeding the brain. It's alarming. We're basically feeding a big brain with our data, our company data, every secret that we can think of. And of course, with big brains, great hacks. These are just a few of them, examples we can Google, right? Even OpenAI is getting hacked, right? Not so long ago, we go on OpenAI, and we could do things that they would not allow by, say, imagine that I'm a doorman doing whatever, and the AI would reply. And with AI, attacks become more sophisticated. In the past, we have password guessing, pretty easy to guess, not very complex, and then we start adding complexity to it. Therefore, we needed more time. With AI, the time just went down. We just buy a simple AI tool and tell, write me a code to exploit whatever vulnerability. AI makes attacks easier. Automated phishing, malware, as I explained, deep fakes, phone calls, your CEO calling you middle of the night with an urgent whatever. Happens all the time. And also, it creates a low barrier with a high impact. It's just cheap. With $20 a month with OpenAI, we can create whatever we feel like. And yeah, these are just buzzwords from news showing up all the time. We're having problems. We're seeing this problem all the time. And companies saying, it's very easy for a company, right? But 20 years down the drain with just one simple attack, we could lose it. Of course, there are solutions. First, give your CISO a greeting card to be promoted to CISO and probably losing his job soon. But the question is, how do we secure ourselves? Well, it's not by the robot apocalypse and using please and thank you to ChatGPT. There's more to it. We need a proper adoption roadmap in any company, right? If we have a proper adoption roadmap, we understand that we might not need those things. We might not need AI on a toothbrush. We might not need AI on our most sensitive documents. And as in the zero trust world, we should always assume breach. We should always assume that we are compromised. Plan as if they are already in. If we are already in, our data is quite secure. They can play around. We're kind of secure. Monitor, log, and alert continuously, of course. The second thing is fix the basis, right? Don't go after the big buzzwords, WAF, XDR, CM. Of course, we need them, but hey, how many companies have a good asset management? I don't know anyone. A good security awareness program? Mostly don't. Strong passwords? Probably not. Even patching, right? Patching, fix the basis. First, start by fixing the basis. And then go into the world of zero trust, right? Implement a robust identity management, enhance phishing detections. Even with AI, you can use AI for that. Continuous verify identities as a zero trust. And yeah, what are we feeding it? So once we go into the AI, what are we feeding to the AI? Do we know what are the computers or the servers or the crown jewels, like I call it, the crown jewels that will destroy your company if they get compromised? Do you know? Try to identify them. Don't feed that data to the AI. Classify and encrypting sensitive data. If it is encrypted, the AI cannot use it. And as I said, don't feed critical data to public AI. And in last cases, use confidential computing. Therefore, protect your data. Strong data governance, encrypt in transit at rest and in use, audit access patterns, train your teams, log everything, as I said. In other words, aim for good architecture. Have your governance in place, and then plan for resilience. And by the way, speaking of logs and architecture, this is a study from 2022 from Cardinal. Most companies just disable the logging. Why? It's too noisy, right? And then they go after the AI to solve their problems. Most companies don't forward logs from their identity services. Most CMs miss the detections. This was a study in 2022. They have published this. There's probably a new one, but I don't have access yet to it. And just fix the basis, as I said, and a good architecture. And if you think good architecture is good, is bad, is expensive, try bad architecture. And by the way, these were the challenge we had before the AI, right? As I just said, most vendors say one size fits all. No, one size doesn't fit all. All companies are different. All companies have their different ways of thinking. So one size doesn't fit all in security. And of course, AI made it worse. And if we want to go into an AI world, keep this in mind. Not all companies are made equal, right? These are the top 10 tech companies. This was another study, 2019. There's one from 23, I think. But I put this slide for one reason, and one reason only. Who is the biggest cloud provider? Doesn't even show. And I put for another reason, I work for the telco company that is on top there. So it was a matter of pride for me. But yeah, so AWS doesn't show up here. So our digital rights, when, I don't know, a cloud acting American company shows up and say, we want to see the data from that German company, Microsoft fights for it. AWS might not too. This is the things we need to think of. And we're talking about AI. So there is no cloud. It's someone else's computer, and the AI is in the cloud. So I just want to keep very high level. And to recap, is AI a friend or foe? Or a frenemy? It's very simple. AI is a tool. Use it and security as such. Don't go into the buzzwords. Just use it as a tool. Don't treat it as any bigger thing. And AI is prone to errors, like seen here. So things to consider. As I said, crown jewels, classify, encrypt, double encrypt, data governance, use your own, never the provider's keys, and if you really need to use the cloud, confidential computing. So basically zero trust. And the other side of the coin here is AI helps defenders too, right? Anomaly detection, predictive threat modeling. It's very useful. Adaptive access control. You know, when we define the user patterns, AI can define and predict better than any human. And as always, it's the same tech, different sides, if used properly. But we need to be careful what we feed. And also, AI is everywhere, so of course every vendor tries to put AI on everything and tries to do weird things like Microsoft, right? There is hope. Microsoft wanted to do this recall system that basically takes a print screen every X seconds from your browser, your computer, and feeds to the AI. The backlash from security professionals like us were so big that they rolled back. There's also more hope into this AI frenzy bubble that vendors are now understanding that maybe it's not a one-size-fits-all. And just like 2 weeks ago, I think, JP Morgan said that without saying AI, said an open letter to third-party vendors say, don't go after the buzzwords. We don't want our special data into some buzz AI tool. We just want you guys to fix the basis. That's basically what JP Morgan said, without saying AI, of course, because they're investors. So, trust nothing and no one. Not even no one, right? And the question is not if, it's when, and be prepared for any attack. And yeah, that's a deep fake, by the way. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Francisco. No questions have reached me yet on Slido, but if you're very spontaneous, feel free to get the mic in your hand and ask some questions. In the meantime, you said that you should really protect your crown jewels, so to speak. Who is to judge what the crown jewels are? Should you involve as many people as possible in that process, or just a small team?
First, you need to understand the business, right? And then after the business, you work with the business to protect the crown jewels. If it is a finance system, we work with the finance systems, right? But normally it's the security team that takes care of it, works with IT and the data owner or the app owner, right? So, yeah. So normally you don't work with the whole company. You understand the business, say, okay, for this business to function, that's my crown jewel. If it is a bank, of course, it's the COBOL systems and all these old mainframes. But yeah.
Irgendwelche spontane Fragen aus dem Publikum, dann gerne einmal gut sichtbar die Hand hoch, dann kommen wir mit einem Mikrofon vorbei. Oh. Alles klar, ich werde euch weiter im Auge behalten. Sorry. I think it was yesterday in a panel discussion, someone said that although we discuss zero trust approaches, they hardly are ever found in companies when you look into these companies in day-to-day life. So the question is, companies need to do their homework first. Do you have any advices on that? I mean, it's a very individual topic, you said it, but still, any advice?
For zero trust or for?
For zero trust, I mean, the steps from doing my homework up until, okay, now we are ready for zero trust.
So, zero trust is not like a product you buy outside, no matter what vendor said. Zero trust is a journey. Right? You understand how the business works, and then you don't want to disrupt the business. So you understand how people are working, and if you want to go into this zero trust journey, you need to work with the business to say, okay, this is the workflow we need to do. This is how we're going to defend it. And then at some point, we have these tools that will enhance the zero trust and enforce the zero trust. For example, some SASE solution, because now at some point, you don't need network in your business. You just need an internet access because everything is zero trust. So it doesn't matter if it is public network or private network, you don't need it if you achieve this level of zero trust. I can tell you some companies are achieving that. Actually, one of the biggest cases is here in Hamburg. A whole building is zero trust. So basically, they just provide internet access, and everything should work as any other business. But again, it's a journey and takes long.
Okay. And it takes getting used to the mindset, I guess.
Yes.
Zero trust.
So if it's done correctly, the normal user will not notice. So the user just connects in a hotel or at home or whatever and should work like he is in the office. But again, to achieve that, you need to change the business, and that's a different process.
Okay. So if anyone in here needs some more advice, will you be approachable during the day? Will you be here for a bit?
Yeah. LinkedIn, and I'm around, so come to me, pop in, ask me in English, please. But yeah.
Okay, you heard him. Feel free to approach him, and thank you very much, Francisco, for your interesting talk.
Okay, thank
Das
you.
ist dein Applaus.